This is Marie Curie. You probably know who she is. She's one of the most prominent scientists of all time. She was the first and only person in history to win 2 separate Nobel Prizes in 2 separate sciences. She pioneered radiation research and discovered 2 new elements. She was also denied membership at the French Academy of Sciences because she was a woman. Throughout her incredible career, she faced enormous amounts of sexism. And yet, you've heard of her. Despite all the obstacles, she succeeded in her career and was recognized for her achievements. But what about the women that didn't? What about the women who were denied that same recognition for their work? How many other historical female scientists can you name? How many of these women have you heard of?
As we all know, we live in a patriarchal society, and the limelight is always on men in any possible field. Since childhood, be it in science or in history geography, we have always known that men are behind all the inventions and discoveries. Very few can name female scientists. In 20th century, women were not allowed to educate themselves. But they say, when there is a will, there is a way. Kadambini Ganguly, dodging all the obstacles that came her way, became the first female physician trained in Western medicine. The involvement of women in the field of medicine occurs several civilizations back, and the study of nature philosophy in ancient Greece was open to women. Women contributed to the proto-science of alchemy in the 1st or 2nd centuries AD. During the Middle Ages, religious convents were an important place of education for women, and some of these communities provided opportunities for women to contribute to scholarly research. The 11th century saw the emergence of the first universities. Women were, for most part, excluded from these university educations. Apart from academia, botany was the science that benefited mostly from the contributions of women in the early modern times. Women made important contributions to the sciences, but in many cases it took too long to get recognition, if they were acknowledged at all. Gender discrimination is practiced till date, and the female scientists are its victims. Very few of us might know Marie Curie, Maria Marian, Alice Ball, Mary Annings, and so many others. At school, we mostly studied about male scientists. Now, it's time to know about the female heads of science.
To rise to the challenges of the 21st century, we need to harness our full potential. That requires dismantling gender stereotypes. On this International Day of Women and Girls in Science, let's pledge to end the gender imbalance in science. Science and gender equality are both vital for the achievement of the internationally agreed development goals, including the 2030 Agenda for the Sustainable Development. Over the past 15 years, the global community has made a lot of efforts in inspiring and engaging women and girls in science. Yet women and girls continue to be excluded from participating fully in science. At present, less than 30% of researchers worldwide are women. According to UNESCO data 2014 to 2016, only around 30% of all female students select science-related fields in higher education. With Sustainable Development Goal Part 9 of the global goals that world leaders agreed to in 2015 with a deadline of 2030, countries around the world have pledged to build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. On the International Day of Women and Girls in Science, let's change this narrative. Join us in celebrating women and girls while leading innovation, and call for actions to remove all barriers that hold them back.
The question of who gets credit for important work fraught in any field is set down on paper, given authorship, given pride for anyone to see. If we look through the records, we would see identified female inventors who made important but unrecognized contributions. Various women have contributed in making our lives easier, but society does not deem necessary to give them validity of their work. Life went on and even goes on now exactly the same. The inventions were thanked for but forgotten as the day proceeded. Many remember Albert Einstein, but very few know about Marie Curie. Many know about Isaac Newton, but few know about Ada Lovelace, and the list goes on and on. And to our utter astonishment, the fact that is the most hilarious is even Google identifies male scientists when scientist is searched on the search engine. This needs to stop. We need to turn around and look back at the priceless contributions of women, and that to unlimited times. This world needs a change, and we need everyone to be a part of it to visualize a better tomorrow, where truly men and women would get equal validity and rights. Thank you.